Today, we're going to dig into the incredible tech revolution that is completely changing the face of farming. We're going to look at how the entire field is shifting, from gut instinct to data-driven strategy, and how new tools are fundamentally rewriting the rules of how we grow our food.
And this quote, it just gets right to the heart of the matter. You know that classic image of a farmer who relies only on tradition? Well, that's being replaced by the reality of a modern CEO, someone who's managing a really complex operation where data is just as vital as the soil and the sunlight.
So to really appreciate just how big this revolution is, we first have to look at the challenges it's trying to solve. Let's start by looking at where the old methods, where they hit their limits.
This comparison really says it all, doesn't it? Traditional farming, it often meant you'd hit a ceiling on productivity. You were relying on manual checks and using a ton of resources. The modern approach, it completely flips that script. It's all about hitting peak efficiency through decisions driven by data and, of course, automated monitoring.
But this shift isn't just about getting new gadgets. It's a fundamental change in thinking. It's about seeing a farm not just as a piece of land, but as a dynamic, strategic business operation.
So what is modern farming really? Well, at its core, it's a strategic approach. It's about using this constant stream of data, data from sensors in the soil, from drones flying high in the air, to make smarter choices that are going to boost both your productivity and your bottom line.
Now, this whole strategic mindset is powered by a completely new generation of tools. So let's take a look at the actual hardware that's making this agricultural revolution possible.
Yeah, forget just the plow and the tractor. The modern farmer's toolkit looks a lot more like something that came out of a tech startup.
This is really the core of the new agri-tech world. Drones are like your eyes in the sky. They use specialized cameras to monitor crop health, they can spot pests and identify irrigation problems with incredible precision. And then, down on the ground, you've got this network of sensors that's basically the farm's nervous system. It's constantly reporting on things like soil moisture and nutrient levels. And the best part? Automated irrigation systems use that data to deliver the perfect amount of water right where it's needed, which just eliminates so much waste.
Of course, having all this amazing technology is one thing, but knowing how to actually use it effectively, that is a completely different challenge. So how do farmers bridge that gap between their current practices and this really high-tech future? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, it can feel pretty overwhelming. But the good news is there are resources popping up to make this transition easier for everyone, from small-scale growers all the way to huge commercial operations.
And this is where platforms like Farmers Nexus, which was mentioned in our source material, come into play. They're basically built to be that bridge. They connect farmers not just with new technology, but with the practical know-how that they need to make it all work on their own land.
So how do they actually help you build that path forward? Well, it starts by delivering practical, easy-to-understand information. Then they share insights not just from the experts like agronomists and engineers, but also from other farmers, people who've already put these methods to the test. And maybe most importantly, they focus entirely on proven solutions that actually work in real-world farming environments. So when it's all said and done, what's the ultimate payoff for adopting this new mindset and using all these new tools? Let's bring it all together and look at the real, tangible results this modern approach can deliver. What you get is a simple but really powerful cycle. You use sensor data to optimize watering, and that reduces your costs. You use drones to spot problems early, and that increases your yield. And well, when yields go up and costs go down, your income improves. It's a classic win-win-win.
I think this is the perfect thought to leave you with. The agricultural world is changing faster than it ever has before, and success tomorrow really hinges on being willing to learn and adapt today.
So, we'll leave you with this question to think about. Whether you're managing a small backyard garden or a massive commercial operation, what are your biggest hurdles? Because really, understanding the problem is always the first step toward finding the right solution. And as we've seen, more powerful solutions are becoming available every single day.